Hey, what's going on guys? John Shea here with the No Shame Income Vlog, and today I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about how to go about tracking ad revenue when running Facebook ads, really whether or not you're selling info products, maybe you're doing affiliate marketing, really anything that you're doing when it comes to running ads on Facebook, you need to be tracking your results. And this was a huge mistake that I was making when I first started out. Luckily, I had some mentorship and people that were able to guide me on some of this stuff. So today, really what I'm going to do is kind of walk you through how I go about tracking everything on a daily basis. And I'm going to kind of give you guys a little bit of a walkthrough of how I do this and why it's so beneficial, and give you guys some ideas of how you could go about doing this yourself. But before we dive into today's video and kind of dive into the meat, be sure to throw me a thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I'm going to be releasing new videos each and every week. I haven't been as active as I have been over the last few weeks here with the holidays, but I'm hoping to really get a lot more videos here moving through 2020 and beyond. So let's dive into today's video. All right, so we're over on my desktop, and the first thing I want to point out is what I decided to do in selling some of the courses and programs that I have. I wanted to have some kind of simple offer that I could go out there and offer to people, right? So I'm sure you guys, if you've watched any of my YouTube videos, you'll notice that typically I have like a call to action in a lot of my videos where I'll say, hey, go download my ebook. So what I ended up doing is I actually built a landing page where my target audience can come and find this basic little lander where I will have them opt in by giving me a name and email address in exchange to get a really awesome, valuable gift, which in this case is an ebook that I actually wrote. In this particular case, this landing page is basically for what I call my 7 steps to starting and growing an SEO consulting business. So it's very specific about who I'm targeting. It says, hey, digital marketer, the 60-second plan to land your first SEO client. You want to know how? Quickly find businesses that need your help with SEO and digital marketing. Follow my pay it forward method to stand out from all the competition. Master closing sales and onboard your new clients. Learn how to outsource and white label all of the work. So obviously this is very appealing. And then if you scroll down, there's all these testimonials of people that have kind of followed my content and taken my advice and gone out there and actually had success with it. So then I have a second call to action with a little photo. I've got my terms and conditions, privacy policy, and earnings disclaimer, as well as a little notification that the website is not part of Facebook. So this is kind of all for compliance with Facebook. And this page typically converts, you'd think like, oh, this is like not gonna do that well. This page with the right ad on Facebook actually converts at 50%, which is really high for a landing page. Typically, most landing pages will convert around like 20 to 30% if they're doing really well. And the fact that this converts that high typically means that I'm doing a really good job on the other side of things when I have this ad that just says, hey, I've got this really awesome thing. This is what it's gonna help you with. Do you wanna know how? Here's how to get it. So I basically run these ads on Facebook, and I've got something very simple for this. I'm not gonna go through the actual ad itself, but I really wanna focus this video more on how I keep track of everything, right? Like obviously I'm getting people to go opt into this page, but how do I keep track of all of this? And if you're someone that's a course creator or info product creator, or you're really just advertising anything and you're sending traffic from Facebook or even Google, wherever it is that you're sending traffic, you need to keep track of all of this so you can figure out, am I actually making money when it comes to promoting your offers, right? So I kind of want to break this down for you guys. So again, we're using ClickFunnels for this page. More or less every time somebody opts into this page, I actually have tracking metrics to see this. So I'll kind of walk you through. I'm going and actually updating this now. I had to do the last few days to kind of track all of this. But inside of my ClickFunnels account, you have this stats page. And again, I'm not going to do like a big ClickFunnels tutorial. For any of you guys already using ClickFunnels, basically you'll be able to come in here on the stat page and you can see all the different pages you have. So the one that I'm sending my traffic to is this email page 60 seconds. This is basically the one that's getting all my traffic. So we had an entirety of 6 visits, 6 page views, and of that we got 4 of them to actually opt in. And according to this, 4 of them were unique visitors. So some of these were repeats, but of the 4 visitors that visited this page on this day, 100% of them actually opted in. So that was really good. Granted, we didn't have a lot of visitors that day. All the people that did visit the page did actually say, yes, I want the ebook, and they provided me an email address. So usually what I do is I have this daily tracking sheet that I put together, and this kind of breaks down my daily funnel metrics. It gives me an idea of everything that's going on. So I kind of wanted to break this down from the very first time I ran this and show you guys how it's built out and really why this is so key and so important to have. So the first thing is I have the month all along the bottom, each tab. You can see November 2017, December, January of next year, February, so on and so forth. Now, what I track is my link clicks. So these are clicks that came from Facebook. And again, I'm getting this data from Facebook ads and I'm just manually putting it into the spreadsheet. And then I'm also adding in the number of emails that I got. And again, I could take this from the lead metric that I get pulled from Facebook, but sometimes maybe I end up getting traffic from other sources or things like that. Typically not, but what I will do is pull this number directly from ClickFunnels. So this is a little bit more accurate. It tells me exactly how many people opted in and gave me their email. So in this particular case, this day I would have gotten 4 emails. So I basically come back to my sheet, I fill this out. So let's say we got 6 clicks and 4 new emails. In that particular day, in fact, we actually got 4 clicks and 4 emails. So that's what I would put into these fields. This automatically will determine the conversion. So like you can see here, Thursday, November 9th, we had 1 link click and 1 person opted in, so it automatically determines the conversion. I then also had, as soon as they opted into my funnel, I actually had a survey where I would have them fill out this short survey. It's kind of like an extra commitment, but I had a lot of people doing that. You can see all the numbers here. Eventually, I removed this from my funnel because it was kind of a barrier to just getting them to these additional steps to where I really wanted them to be, which obviously was eventually buying my program. So I actually kind of stopped reporting on this metric, but that's what that was for. Then I would track how many sales I got that day. So if I made a sale, I would just say, okay, 1 sale, 2 sales, 3 sales, whatever. It would automatically add up a sales percentage. And then if you had a couple of upsell products, and for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically like, I'm sure you've seen this before. You buy one thing for $17 and then they tell you, oh, well, if you want, you can get this upgraded thing that's $27 and it's going to be even better and you're going to have the pro version. So that's kind of an upsell, right? So I actually have a couple of upsells, and if they don't take this first upsell, I actually downsell them and say, well, hey, if you didn't want that offer, I'll give you this other cool thing where you can get some templates for like 17 bucks. So I have all these different offers, and ultimately what I do at the end of the day is I basically come in here and I'll look at how much ad spend I spent on Facebook. And I just do this manually. So if we go over to my ads manager, you can see here, I'll actually fill this out live for this particular day. Or I'll just come back to it. It's not a big deal. So this particular day, I spent $29.37. We had 9 link clicks, and ultimately my lead cost was $7.34 a lead. I got 4 leads. So it wasn't like a super insanely good day. Usually my average lead cost is about $4.50 to $5. That's about the average of what I've been getting for my campaign. But again, I'm doing different tests, testing out different things. But really what I ended up doing for this is I wanted to have something where I could see like, a good idea of everything that's going on. So if we actually fill this out for this particular day, I'll give you guys kind of an example of how I would do this. So I'm going to look at my link clicks. This was on December 13th, so just the other day of the time I'm recording this. So we had 9 link clicks, so I'll fill that in. Then I'm going to come back and figure out, well, how many emails did I get? So I'm actually going to look in ClickFunnels just to confirm. So this was on the 13th, and it says we got 4. So I'll go back and fill this in. We got 4. So this basically is telling me that I got a 44% conversion. Now, I know I was actually having a little bit of issues with my ads. I was running them to the wrong landing page. So some of these clicks may not have even gone to the right page. So that's why this may even be a little bit off. According to ClickFunnels, I actually only had 4 unique visitors. So it was 100% conversion. So I may have been sending a few of those visitors to basically the wrong landing page. Now, beyond that, this does give me some of these metrics, but ultimately if I come back and add up some of the additional data, I'm basically going to want to add how much I spent that day. So $29.37. So we're going to come back to my sheet and I'm going to go add this here, $29.37. And the cool thing about this is you can actually see it tells me it averaged here that my lead cost was $7.34. This day I was also completely not having a good day. I goofed up on some ads and was again running some stuff to the wrong place. So I ended up spending like $22 to get a lead, which was extremely high. But as we go through and move forward into the future days, so if we switch this, I'm going to change this to the 14th, for example, I was basically now able to keep this consistent lead cost. So I'm floating around like the $7.50 per lead cost to get someone onto this. And then as we keep going, let's look at like the 15th, which in this case would be yesterday for me. I was actually able to come down pretty significantly down to $3.67. So this really starts to average things out, and I'll eventually get to a point where I'm probably going to be floating around that $5 per lead cost. So it really depends on the day. Some days I do better, some days not so well. And then of course, you never know the lead quality. Some of these people could be putting in fake emails. Some of them could be, much better prospects that could be much higher likely to actually purchase my products and services. But the cool thing about all of this, and I'll show you the beauty of doing this, is if we look back on the first month I did this will actually tally all of your numbers for you. And if you're tracking all this on a daily basis, you can kind of see what's going on. So this first month I started running ads, right? And you figure the way I have my system built out is they actually get emails over a period at this point in time for about 3 weeks where they're going to be getting pitched my product. And a good chunk of those people will never buy anything, or maybe they won't look at the emails or whatever it is, they're just not paying attention. But then you're going to get this small fraction of people that actually decide to buy. And in my case, I started my product out at $97, and eventually I raised it over time. But this first month I spent $564. My cost per lead was $3.34 based on the average. And then my cost per sale, I actually had, I think, some upsells here, or I forget what happened. Yeah, like maybe they only bought, yeah, this was actually just the main product. I had it at 97. I don't even think I had the upsells when I first started doing this. So I made $194. And my average cart value was 97. So I actually lost money that first month. I lost like $464 basically, give or take. And as we moved into December though, I continued doing this. And now some of the people that opted in November continued going and getting those emails. So I ended up spending $1,072. But now I raised the price of my course right around like the middle of the month. I ended up raising it to $197. And I would keep notes on things I was doing, like hitting spending limits, starting up the campaign, changing amounts of money I was spending every day. And eventually I got to a point where you can see here I was spending $1,072, but I ended up making $1,230 in sales. We moved into January, and this pattern continued, but it started to get even better. I started spending even more money. I was spending $60 a day. And I now was up to $1,500 in spend, but I made $2,141. So now I'm basically, not only am I making money, I've made $600, but I also got 399 new leads on my email list. Now, the crazy thing about this is that if you look at people like Russell Brunson and some of the guys out there that talk about this stuff, they always talk about putting $1 in and getting $2 out. Not only was I kind of doing that, it's almost like I was putting $1 in and getting like $1.50 back, but I'm also getting all of these new leads on my email list. Now, to give you guys an example, I recently just promoted a product called SEO Power Suite. It's very much in this same niche, in the same like wheelhouse as all the stuff I talk about, local marketing, SEO, all these things that I'm doing, and similar to my own products, right? So these guys do a sale once a year where they'll do like 70% off the entire suite of products. So I actually went out and I said, you know what, why don't I promote that offer to my email list? And a lot of these people, literally over 1,000 people that had come onto my email list over the last couple of years, are now getting those emails with this offer, right? They could have been on my email list for over 1.5 years, maybe 2 years. And if even 1 or 2 of those people buys that product, I will earn a commission. So I ended up doing this, and I actually think I did about $1,100 or $1,200 in sales. In fact, I'll even log in and show you guys I'll give you a real example of how this worked. So if we go log in here, this is the affiliate network I use. I basically was able to promote this particular product, and I now am earning all this extra income on the back end. So despite the fact that maybe I barely, in a sense you could say I broke even or lost a little bit of money some of these months, I had all these leads that were people who essentially were very targeted and very relevant to what I was doing. So I ended up actually making, you can see on this, I did a promotion. I had 5 sales. I sent over 130 clicks, a pretty significant number of people I was able to get looking at my offer, right? Looking at this product. And of that, I got 3.85% of them to actually convert and say, yes, I want that, and actually purchase. So roughly for every click, I actually earned $3.17, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. You get $3 for every person that just clicked on an email or a link in an email. Overall, I ended up doing $1,267 in sales, and then I earned $412 in commissions. And literally, I did this from sending out 2 emails. It took me 10 minutes to do this. Now, what's so crazy about all of this is I can continue promoting other offers, promoting other things, and earning more money from my email list and the people that have joined. And again, promoting very relevant and similar types of offers. So this is where the beauty of all this really comes into play. You can see over time, if we look back, I have 2 sheets here. This was for basically last year. You can see in February, similar things had happened. I spent $1,600, I made $2,600. So I had a $1,000 profit, plus I added 369 new leads. which in turn could lead to sales like this, which means even more money. Now, if we come back, we kind of continue through the remainder of that year. March, I ended up spending $2,200, but made $2,300. Now, this month obviously was not as good. I was starting to increase my spend. You can see I was spending upwards of $100 a day. And in a lot of cases, I was able to get quite a few more leads, but I wasn't making as much profit. April came around and I actually ended up stopping this because I thought, hey, why don't I see if I can do some tweaks? And I actually ended up stopping the ad spend and I ended up making another $1,000. So this is extremely powerful. These were people that likely came in from the March timeframe that just had not seen my emails yet. And some other stuff was like multi-payments. I have multi-pays available on my products. So people were actually going and purchasing the multi-pay option and all kinds of other various sales that I was getting. So I've actually now, as of 2019, I started to boot this thing up again. And I'm gonna start tracking this up through 2020 and seeing what I can do to get this moving again. What's even more powerful about this is I actually built in some automations where now I have additional products and other affiliate offers that are automatically going out to my audience. So instead of just making, say, that break-even money as people come into my system, I'm actually gonna have other products and related services that they'll eventually get pitched. And it's all literally automated. It's all completely being done without me being there to actually interact with it. So anyway, I thought I would share this with you guys. This stuff I get really excited about, but definitely if you are gonna be running Facebook ads or doing anything where you're selling some kind of product online, you definitely need to be tracking this. And if I had never done this, like let's say I was just running ads and going, oh, I'm spending $100 a day or $50 a day. And then maybe once in a while I was like, okay, I made a sale, and I wasn't tracking that, I would never know if I was really making a profit or not. Now, because I'm tracking this, I do have the ability to basically put more money into this. It's almost like now I could go up to $200 a day or $300 a day, and this system would likely predictably continue to go, and I could scale things up to a higher level and start making a significant amount more money from all of my course sales. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave this with, if you guys are interested in learning more about some of my products and some of the things that I'm doing, I'd be happy to get on the phone and chat with you. As of right now, I'm actually basically offering more or less people to get on a phone call with me, learn a little bit more about how I'm basically going out there and doing digital marketing services for clients, helping local business owners with their SEO, with Facebook ads, with website design, all the above. And I'm basically doing a lot of that on autopilot. In fact, I have literally thousands of dollars coming in from all of my clients because I've decided to outsource a lot of that work and similarly build systems like this where it's more or less running for me and I don't have to be as involved. So if you guys might be interested in learning how I'm doing some of that stuff, or maybe you even want to talk to me about this and learn how I've built systems like this, I'd even be interested in chatting with you on that. Definitely click the link below, book a call with me, and we can chat all about that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely leave a comment as well if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video.